In Lesson 24, in the story Would-Be Followers of Jesus, we see unconditional responses, conditional response that can't delay, and conditional response that can't look back, can't have regrets, can't live in the past. The main messages of this story are: if you have a spiritual stirring, do not pass it up. Another main message is we must not be people of just feeling, but people of action. The final main message is our response must be unconditional. We see unconditional responses in stories with Abraham, Elisha, Ruth, Call of the 12, Levi, etc. In the mission of the 72, Jesus says, For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. That is why he sends them in groups of 2s. In the story of the mission of the 72, we need to pray for those vocations. Also, we should not go alone because of the example of the 3 temptations. The main message of this story is the preacher should not be distracted by material things. The preacher should not concentrate on the task and not be distracted by others. And to have heard God's word is great responsibility. In the story of the return of 72, the main messages are: Jesus warns his disciples against pride and overconfidence. Pride bars us from heaven, humility brings us in. The final main message is the work we do is in Jesus' name, not our own. In the praise of the Father, the main messages are: Jesus is praying for and reflects how God confounds the wise, reveals and is accepted by the simple child, needs to be open. And the Father and those who recognize him. We need to know that the Son knows God, and that those who recognize the Father in the person of Jesus. And we are lucky if we see and hear and accept the missions that God has given us. In Lesson 25, in the story of the Good Samaritan, Part 1 shows the scholar of the law is a modern-day lawyer, and when the teacher says, "What must I do to earn eternal life?" the answer would be, "Love Lord your God with your whole heart, being, and strength." When Jesus says that Jesus is unique to combine the two are inseparable. The inseparable two are God, the neighbor, and neighbor and God. We show love for God by loving our neighbor. When we love our neighbor, we are loving God. We must love others in order to love our neighbor.